India bloc Mumbai meet. AAP and Congress quarrel over Delhi seats. Fissures erupt in Team India.
Whether we fight in Delhi with them or with somebody else, or there is an alliance or not, those details will be worked out. If they are worked out or they are not worked out, then what Aam Aadmi Party does is their business.
AAP says Congress must consult top brass.
सभी लोग मिल करके एक कैंडिडेट जो है वो खड़ा करें, इसी मकसद से ही गठबंधन बनाए.
BJP takes jibe at India alliance. Can India survive these spats? Top focus on 5 Live.
Good evening and welcome. It's a brand new episode of 5 Live with me, Shiv Arur. The political battlefield is buzzing with one of the most familiar fights. We saw it in the 2019 campaign as well, and there is a very strong sense of deja vu that it's happening again. I'm going to tell you all about it and debate it here on 5 Live. Thanks as always for tuning in. I'm Shiv. These are the headlines. India achieves a big, very crucial milestone on its journey to the moon. Chandrayaan-3 lander Vikram separates successfully from its mothership, the propulsion module. Moon landing scheduled for August the 23rd. The Delhi dangal escalates after BJP demands discussion on Chief Minister's house renovation issue. 4 MLAs marshalled out of the assembly. Chief Minister Kejriwal hits out at Modi government over Manipur. Battle for Kaveri river water on the boil again. Karnataka to release water to Tamil Nadu despite DK Shivakumar admitting to insufficient water for Karnataka. BJP calls it DMK appeasement. PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti stokes controversy after comparing India with Pakistan and Syria. Also claims normalcy in Kashmir is propaganda.
What is happening in India? This is something that is happening in Syria, where people say Allahu Akbar and then kill. Here they say Jai Shri Ram and lynch people.
Samajwadi Party Congress tug of war over Muslim votes. Congress UP minority cell chief claims Babri verdict based on emotion and not just facts. SP retorts says Congress hindered the growth of Muslims. It's a flashback of the worst political kind. Deja vus are things where you're reminded of an earlier instance, but you can't really figure out where. In this particular case, we know exactly what we're talking about. Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal in 2019 had engaged in a very bitter and very public feud over who would fight which seats in the Delhi Lok Sabha. There are 7 seats in Delhi, and it became a very acrimonious public war that resulted in advantage BJP, which swept all 7 seats in 2019 in Delhi. Well, ahead of that very crucial Mumbai meeting of the Team India alliance, the opposition umbrella, there are visible cracks in the alliance, nowhere greater perhaps than the Congress Aam Aadmi Party ugliness and animosity. It's the Aam Aadmi Party versus the Congress once again in the national capital, if you can believe it. Even after 5 years, they haven't been able to get their affairs in order. After a statement by Congress leader Alka Lamba yesterday, that basically set the cat among the pigeons when she claimed that her party, the Congress, will contest all 7 Lok Sabha seats. The exact issue on which the two parties had handed the advantage to the BJP in 2019. Well, further worsening this situation, Congressman Sandeep Dixit, Sheila Dixit's son, lashed out at the Aam Aadmi Party government saying that Kejriwal cannot be trusted. Reacting to this, the Aam Aadmi Party said that the Congress should take action against such comments, adding that clarity on seat sharing will be reached after a Mumbai meeting of the alliance. So taking a jibe, however, at the India alliance, obviously, the BJP says that the alliance will not last long with all these contradictions.
The problem with Aam Aadmi Party is they neither verify truth, nor do they know the difference between total lies and truth, because they themselves have lived lies all their life. And I'm saying this openly. I mean, it's the most untrustworthy bunch of people, including their supreme leader. What is the condition? There are 7 seats in Delhi, right? Congress has to be strong in all 7, and we have to prepare for all 7. That does not mean in case there is an alliance, we fight all 7. Suppose we suddenly get new, we believe we want New Delhi and South Delhi seats, and we prepare here. In the alliance, we get Chandni Chowk and West Delhi. And if we have not prepared there, how will we fight an election? Obviously, any self-respecting party, in case there is an alliance and before details of the alliance are worked out, will try and strengthen itself in the entire state.
कल शाम तक कांग्रेस पार्टी का आधिकारिक बयान आया है कि कल जो कांग्रेस के कुछ नेताओं ने जो बयान दिए उनके व्यक्तिगत बयान थे, पार्टी का ये स्टैंड नहीं है, और उसके बाद चीजें स्पष्ट हो गई हैं। और मुझे लगता है कि सभी पार्टी के नेताओं को मुंबई की बैठक का इंतजार करना चाहिए। तो मुझे उम्मीद है कि मुंबई की बैठक के बाद जो चाहे वो मैनिफेस्टो की बात हो, चाहे वो सीट शेयरिंग की बात हो, आगे के एजेंडे की बात हो, वो चीजें और स्पष्ट होंगी।
Yesterday was Shriman Arvind Kejriwal's birthday, and therefore I think Congress party has given him a very beautiful gift in the form of the statement made by Alka Lamba ji. And it only shows that Grah Mantri Amit Shah ji, whatever he said on the floor of Rajya Sabha, has been proven to be absolutely correct. Parties who have been born and who have been giving since birth 2 tons of abusers to each other, when they come together, even if they do a political nikah, their instant triple talaq is due in very short duration of time after their motives are over.
So in 2019, the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party were similarly fighting in public over how many seats each would fight among the 7 Lok Sabha seats in the national capital of Delhi, and everyone knows what happened there. I want a quote now from the best-selling book 2019 by India Today's Rajdeep Sardesai about precisely how it went down at that time. What followed that spat was an even more inexplicable and only reveals the mutual mistrust and complete disorder in the opposition ranks. Instead of quietly attempting to resolve the impasse, Rahul and Kejriwal engaged in an acrimonious Twitter war in 2019, each side blaming the other for the breakdown. 2 leaders who hours before were negotiating an alliance were now warring publicly with each other on social media like adolescents. The contrast with the flexibility shown by the BJP in its poll tie-ups could not have been more stark. Like in Mumbai, the BJP took all of Delhi's 7 seats. The collapse of the Congress-Aam Aadmi Party alliance in Delhi might not have made a difference to the eventual result, since the BJP won more than 50% of the votes in all 7 seats, but it is a pointer to the scrambled state of mind of Team Rahul. The leadership was clearly divided between strengthening the Congress's base and ceding space to potential allies. Just moments ago, my colleague Rajdeep Sardesai spoke to the Congress's Sandeep Dikshit on this very issue, who said in his opinion the Congress should not trust the Aam Aadmi Party. It's a flashback to the same ugliness and distrust that existed in 2019 as well.
The thinking seems to be, at least within a section of your leadership, that AAP plus Congress would pose a formidable challenge to what the Congress seems to believe is their prime goal in 2024, ousting the Modi-led BJP. Now you are saying you see no difference between AAP and BJP, and that is where the problem lies. Who is the Congress's enemy number 1 at the moment? What is your target number 1? Removing Prime Minister Modi, fighting against him as a joint alliance, or in your view strengthening the Congress party? The fact is, Sandeep Dikshit, in recent elections, the AAP has done much better than the Congress in Delhi.
So what? It doesn't mean you sleep with the enemy. If you remember in the year 1977, when everybody wanted to forge an alliance against Mrs. Gandhi, that is when the then Janata Party gave a kind of legitimacy to the BJP, then Jan Sangh. The Jan Sangh, which was supposed to be, I'm sorry, I don't want to use this word. It's not a, very nice word, but almost like an untouchable.
And there is breaking news, because what you're seeing happen between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress is just one aspect of it. There are more cracks in the opposition alliance that we're looking at with just 10 months to go for elections. Now it's the Trinamool versus the Congress in West Bengal. The Trinamool claims it will fight the polls in West Bengal by itself. All the seats in West Bengal in the Lok Sabha will be fought by the Trinamool all by itself. They say they will win 40 seats with or without the Congress party. So that animosity in Bengal is now becoming public as well. Take a look.
That there are some rift or problem is some kind of exaggeration of small items, small statements of small leaders. So about Bengal, we are very confident that Trinamool Congress will reach 40 mark out of 42.
Okay, that's a big statement. With or without left and Congress?
Without left Congress. Without left or Congress.
Spotlight focus remains the apparent divisions and cracks between the Congress party and the Aam Aadmi Party. This is not a creation of the media. These are public comments that have been made by representatives of the Congress party. I'm sure both sides have asked their leaders and spokespersons to exercise caution. But remember, as I've demonstrated, through what happened in 2019, this is not something that is beyond the realm of imagination. These are crucial. Every seat is going to count. The Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party in 2019 handed the advantage to the BJP by a very similar kind of public bickering. Joining me live, Reena Gupta, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, Mahima Singh, spokesperson of the Congress Party. Welcome to you both. Thank you very much for your time here on 5 Live. Reena, can I come to you first? There's a sense of deja vu over this seat share issue. It seems like the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress Party, well, in this case, the Congress Party, haven't learnt any lessons about keeping these discussions private, having them behind closed doors, not going public before everything is set. The last time we saw this deteriorate into a very unseemly Twitter battle between Arvind Kejriwal and Rahul Gandhi. What do you make of it now, Reena?
Shiv, the senior leadership of Congress and Aam Aadmi Party is very much in sync, and it is leaders who've lost their deposits, leaders that nobody knows of, who are giving these sort of statements. The senior Congress leadership has come out very categorically and said that these were not authorized people to speak of. Who is Sandeep Dikshit? Is he a Congress spokesperson? Is he an MLA? Is he an MP? Besides being Sheila Dikshit's son, who is he? So he can have his own opinion. But has anybody in the senior leadership of Congress come out and said anything? Whereas it is the Bharatiya Janata Party that is getting scared. You can see the Prime Minister was fumbling in his speech in the Parliament because the India alliance is a formidable alliance, and we know that as we move closer to the elections and as more and more scams are coming out of Bharatiya Janata Party, the CAG report talks about several scams.
We were the only channel to debate it yesterday, by the way. Only channel.
Yes, I know. I'm aware of that, Shiv. Really, congratulations that India Today did that. But as we see that BJP is going to be more and more rattled, and there are certain media channels who are actually supporting BJP by trying to stake up this controversy. As far as Congress and Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, our senior leadership is in conversation with each other. When the time comes, there will be conversation on seat sharing and all of that. As of now, the India Alliance stands strongly. The people of India are looking forward to voting for the India Alliance because everybody is tired of the corrupt Bharatiya Janata Party.
Because the reason I've taken this up on my show today is because there's the big Mumbai meeting of the India Alliance that's going to happen very soon, and every little crack, every little chink, every little difference is going to be amplified. You know, let me categorically say that I am one journalist who doesn't cut corners when it talks about how the media views these things. You can always count on me to be honest about it. And yes, the media tends to over-amplify these differences, especially before an election. However, Reena, like I said, given what happened in 2019, that was not a media creation. We have those tweets of Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal, you know, taking it completely public. That acrimony was completely public, and there was a sense of the theatre of the absurd that two senior respected leaders can have this discussion, which is supposed to happen behind closed doors on Twitter of all places. But Mahima, Reena says, forget about Alka Lamba and Sandeep Dixit. Washed out leaders, they are not important in the grander scheme of things. The senior leaders are the guys who are really calling all the shots. Let's wait and listen to them. Mahima.
Jai Hind. You see, Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance, India as we call it, Shiv, has a word called inclusive. And I believe this is a word that was much awaited in political discourse, and it is here in our name, you see. And there are two other eyes which I identify the two eyes in India with: ideology and issues. And at the core of our functioning is ideology and issues. The third eye, individual, which of course the individuals come together to form a party, and then the parties form an alliance together. But that individual, I think, must fade away when such alliances are formed in the interest of democracy and country. And that is what it is for us. I think our in charge for Delhi, Mr. Deepak Babaria, made it clear very shortly after that statement came out, which was, which turned out to be a fabricated canard also later. Because I was hearing Alka Lamba, I'm not trying to justify or defend anybody or anything here, but I was hearing her out very carefully. What she said was that we have been asked to prepare for all 7 seats. And I think each key player in the India has their own attributes, and they will play on it, and they must play on it. And I think Congress, if we are preparing on seats, everybody should be preparing on every seat everywhere. And then at the end of the day, it is to be decided what is going to be the permutation combination of the ultimate, game. So I think till then, yes, we are in an election mode. The country is in an election mode right now. 2024 is fast approaching. And what Alka Lamba said, I did not hear her clearly say कि हम 7 सीटों पे चुनाव लड़ेंगे. She said हमें कहा गया है 7 सीटों पे तैयारी रखिए. So,
I hear what you're saying. But, you know, the thing is that the history of the relationship between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party has been laced with distrust for obvious reasons. They both compete in many ways for the same kind of space. The last time, Reena, when things actually broke down, it was literally an argument over 1 seat. You know, the Congress had said it needs to be 4-3. Your party had said it needs to be 5-2. We're not going to, get any more because the Congress is in no way in a position to, to win any of this. So there is that acrimony has always existed between the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party. Are you saying that all of that has given way to a culture of much more accommodation and deft adjustment this time? Because it doesn't seem like it in public.
Shiv, 1 year is a very long time in politics, and a lot of water has flown under the bridge. In this case, 4 years. Yes, 4 years is a very long time, and a lot of water has flown under the bridge. Right now, the idea is that how do we save our country from unemployment, from inflation, from divisive politics, from hate speech. And as far as that is concerned, we are all together. There will be small differences here and there, but for the greater common good of the country, we have all decided that we will work together and we will make sure that the country has good governance and has good leadership. And that is why we all agreed to come together on the larger issue of saving the idea of India. So we are not rattled with these small speeches here and there of some leaders. Because the senior leadership is in conversation, the senior leadership is together.
But does the senior leadership get along, Reena?
Of course,
I don't
leadership
subscribe.
gets along.
I usually don't subscribe to political gossip because I'm not a political reporter. But one hears, through the rumor mills that Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal don't interact. They don't even look at each other at these India meetings, and that distrust is very prevalent. Do they get along at all?
They do, Shiv, and look at what happened to the erstwhile NDA partners. How many of them are still with them? Let's talk
absolutely.
about cracks in NDA, and let's talk about, how many of their partners, Shiv Sela, all of these people who were with them have left them and gone. And what they're doing is looking for all corrupt leaders from all parties and, doing a washing machine and making them join Bharatiya Janata Party. The Prime Minister called NCP the most corrupt party, and lo and behold, 48 hours after that, they joined the alliance and they are given plum positions, and all of them are given a character certificate.
Okay.
So clearly, it's the Bharatiya Janata Party that is rattled. The India alliance is very much together, and we have real issues that we are talking about. We have a real agenda for the country.
Okay.
And we are very sure that we'll make it through, and we will win the next Lok Sabha election.
So has there been, in that case, Mahima, my final question to you then is, does the Congress see the Aam Aadmi Party in new light? Is the past, all those suspicions, etc., in light of a common cause against the BJP and the Modi government, all that distrust is now water under the bridge, as Reena says?
I think, Shiv, today there's one key factor that unites us all against this anarchical rule. It is the misuse of constitutional agencies and institutions. It is the misuse of power, and I think we are all standing unanimously against that, and very strongly and very firmly so. And I would resonate the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson's view here that all the differences are kept aside and will be kept aside until such time that we resume, we are hearing talks of a new constitution nowadays. I mean, that's what we are fighting about. That's what we have been warning the country for the past 10 years. And it is here to haunt us already. Official authorities in the government writing that we might have a new constitution.
You're not answering my question, Mahima. That's fine.
To fight for India's constitutional values and for the largest democracy that has stood the test of time for the past 76 years, and we will not let it go just like that.
I hear you, and I hear what Reena said. I accept that completely. And on India Today, whenever there have been dislocations within the NDA, we're the ones to report them first. But let's all be very, clear and pragmatic about one thing. The cracks or, alleged cracks in the coalition, as they are reported, are going to have a bigger effect in whatever political fight Team India is mounting against the Modi government, because in many ways the Team India alliance, let's face it, let's accept it because it's a reality, is like a delicate house of cards. There are many competing interests. There are many parties that have been erstwhile, enemies. We're seeing that play out in West Bengal right now, like we just saw in the breaking news. We've seen what's happened in Punjab as well. And that's the reason why each of these small cracks takes up a greater deal of significance. It's not just a small thing. Yes, final word, 10 seconds to you,
10 seconds.
Yeah. Yes.
Shiv, all I want to say is that we love India way too much. We love our country way too much. Small differences here and there, I am very sure we'll be able to talk through them.
Okay, brilliant. I think everyone
BJP
wants a good...
worry because MNF is on the verge of breaking away in Manipur already. MNF is on the verge of breaking away, and all the other partners also. So BJP must worry. India is impeccably strong and firm.
I think the both of you sending out a united message of this kind is a very refreshing change from the sound bites one normally hears. And I wish you both the very best for both your parties as well. As a democracy, a good fight is the only thing that the public always wants to see. Thank you, Reena, and thank you, Mahima, for being with me here on 5 Live. I want to go across now to India Today's executive editor, Preeti Chaudhary, who looks very, very closely at, all the big political stories in the country. Preeti, am I wrong in feeling a sense of deja vu? All the right notes are being struck now, saying, the senior leaders will decide, forget about Alka Lamba and Sandeep Dixit, and there is some truth to that as well. What are you hearing from the inside? Are things hunky-dory or are there problems?
You know, Shiv, the fact is there are problems and nobody can deny that. Your leaders might, maybe not at that senior level, but they might be echoing what is being played out in the background. I just want to come down to the brass tacks of it all, Shiv. If it comes down where the Aam Aadmi Party and the conflict where Congress is concerned, it's not an organic alliance. This is a political party that has built its bones on the capital it has stolen from the Congress party. Let's look at going ahead. When it comes down to seat sharing, because ultimately the true test of the India alliance will be that 7 seats where Delhi is concerned, and that is possibly where Alka Lamba quered the pitch, but there's more. There are going to be 14 seats in Punjab plus Chandigarh. There are 10 seats in Haryana. Aam Aadmi Party right now ruling, taking the mandate away from the Congress, occupying the space of the Congress in Punjab, in Delhi, especially where Punjab is concerned, because they've come out, won their first Lok Sabha in Punjab, and they'd be hoping to capitalize, going ahead. So therefore, wouldn't the Congress want an equal number of seats where Punjab is concerned? Will the Aam Aadmi Party be okay to seat share where Punjab is concerned? Leave alone the 7 here, which has already caused rancor. The Aam Aadmi Party is going to go all in where the Haryana elections are concerned. 10 seats there, Shiv. Will the Congress even give them one where the Huddas, as well as, the entire might of the Congress wants to come back to power where Haryana is concerned? Absolutely not. But, one can safely say that our leaders will decide and it will all come together. But with certain parties, it cannot come together because it's not us or them. It's us or you. It's either or in certain states.
Very, very interesting perspective. Preeti, I also wanted to ask you, how does the senior leadership get along? We saw the very senior leadership of the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party indulging in that famous Twitter war, if I remember, in 2019, over the seat share issue, Kejriwal and Rahul Gandhi. What is that relationship looking like now? Because now you've got the spokesperson saying, don't worry, junior leaders can say whatever they want, but the senior leaders get along and they'll sort it all out. How do they see each other?
Well, where the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress is concerned, Shiv, away from all the bluster, the Aam Aadmi Party will have to accept that it's a junior partner where this alliance is concerned, where the Congress comes into question. The whole grandeur of possibly taking that space and occupying the space of the Congress, at least for now, is not there. At somewhere down the level, and Arvind Kejriwal does understand and accept whether, the party projects it or not, that this election, it's not his election. It's an election he has to fight in the shadows of the Congress taking the lead. So there will be a bit of give and take there. In terms of the body language, a lot we can read onto it, and especially what we're getting to understand. There have been 2 meetings where both party leaders have been face to face. Meeting 1 didn't go down well at all, where Arvind Kejriwal staged a walkout, if you remember, in Patna. That was the first meeting of the India Alliance. And he staged that walkout primarily because Congress refused to, submit to supporting the Aam Aadmi Party when it came down to the Delhi Services Bill in Parliament. Having said that, it came around before meeting 2. And what we have been given to understand now of what was, very, very cold vibes in the first meeting, where even not very pleasant words were exchanged, coming down to the second meeting, there seems to be a sense of not warmth, definitely not, but an acceptance that both these parties need each other going ahead. For the Congress as well, it is a step down, and they need to understand, they need to take the Aam Aadmi Party along, despite accepting and knowing that this is the party that has stolen its mandate in not 1 but 2 states and eyeing Haryana now.
Incredible. The political reality really comes at you hard. And like, both our guests just said, 4 years is a very long time. How much of that adjustment is going to translate into, realpolitik on the road to 2024? We'll have to wait and see. Preeti, appreciate it. Thank you so much for that perspective on this developing story here. The battle for Telangana has well and truly begun this November, December. Telangana is one of 5 states that goes to the elections. And this election, like many we've seen recently, but unlike many we've seen over the last few years, is going to be a really big fight between the incumbent BRS of KCR, who is the current Chief Minister of Telangana, and the Congress party, which has poured unusual energy into this campaign. The BJP is seen as a third wheel Not quite a triangular fight, but Telangana being built up to be a big BRS versus Congress fight. And that's the reason why a sharp barb thrown by the Chief Minister's daughter, K. Kavita, directly at Rahul Gandhi and the Bharat Jodo Yatra has lit a political fire, the intensity of which hasn't been seen so far between the principals of these two big parties in Telangana. Take a look at this report. It tells you what Kavita has said about Rahul Gandhi that's gotten everyone really hecked up.
राहुल गांधी जी है, उन्होंने नया यात्रा निकाले, भारत जोड़ो यात्रा। मुझे क्या लग रहा मालूम, जो 1000 चूहों को मार के एक बिल्ली हज यात्रा को निकलती।
The political war is simmering ahead of the Telangana Assembly elections slated by the end of this year. Ruling BRS has launched an all-out attack against the Congress with its scathing jibe at Rahul Gandhi. Taking a massive dig at Rahul's Bharat Jodo Yatra, Kavita claimed that it is absolute depth of hypocrisy by the Congress.
राहुल गांधी जी है, उन्होंने नया यात्रा निकाले, भारत जोड़ो यात्रा। मुझे क्या लग रहा मालूम, जो 1000 चूहों को मार के एक बिल्ली हज यात्रा को निकलती, वैसा है राहुल गांधी जी का।
BRS MLC and daughter of Chief Minister KCR, K. Kavita questioned Congress's governance record, accusing the Gandhi family of betraying Muslims.
क्या करें आप गरीबों के लिए? गरीबी हटाओ बोल के बोलते रहे, गरीबों को हटाए, गरीबी नहीं हटाए आप। कितने साल और मौका देते? नहीं थे क्या राज में? 62 इयर्स नहीं थे? तेलंगाना में भी थे 62 इयर्स। हमारे सारे
Kavita asked BRS workers to reach out to Muslims and mosques to educate the community.
आज हमारे माइनॉरिटी भाई सोचना चाहिए, घर घर आप जाओ, हर एक मौलाना को पकड़ो, हर एक मस्जिद में जाओ, आप उनको समझाओ क्यों देना है भाई कांग्रेस को वोट, कितने साल और मौका देते।
The attacks marked Kavita's first visit to the Nizamabad Lok Sabha constituency, where she aims to contest from in 2024. Kavita's remarks drew sharp criticism from the Congress party, which branded BRS the B team of BJP.
आप लोग BRS समझ रहे, हम लोग बीजेपी रिश्तेदार समिति बोल के राहुल जी ने साफ साफ कह दिए। जब बीजेपी रिश्तेदार समिति से इससे बेहतर कुछ स्टेटमेंट हम एक्सपेक्ट भी नहीं कर सकते।
Even in Telangana, our father came into power promising 12% reservation. It is Congress who has given 4% reservation. It is Congress who has given free education, free higher education to the minorities. They haven't done anything. They only talk. They themselves, in the last few days, are very much in panic about the surveys what they are seeing. And now they are behind minority votes.
Meanwhile, BJP called Kavita Rahul Gandhi war an eyewash, branding them same sides of a coin.
Srimati Kavita's statement that the Congress has not done anything for the Muslims shows that both of them are trying to woo the Muslim votes for their group. The BRS party is going further in order to appease the minority communities more than the Congress. However, the criticism of Srimati Kavita on Congress party with regard to the minorities is only an eyewash, and both are one and the same.
With Apurva Jayachandran and Abdul Bashir, Bureau Report, India Today.
I want to go across to India Today's Abdul Bashir, who's been breaking all of these stories from Telangana. The war has clearly begun, Abdul. Kavita taking a shot, not just at the Congress party, but at the one spot in the Congress which it is most emotional and sensitive about, that is Rahul Gandhi and the Bharat Jodo Yatra.
Yeah, absolutely. As the ball is ticking, Telangana is heading towards elections, and now the political war has begun in Telangana between BRS, Congress and BJP. Now, Kavita, who has already announced that she's contesting Lok Sabha from Nizamabad, has lashed out at Rahul Gandhi, stating that the Bharat Jodo Yatra is just like killing 1,000 rats and going to a Hajj pilgrim. This is a statement that has come out from Kalvakuntla Kavita at a time when the Congress party is seeing its graph a little growing in the state of Telangana. It is to be seen what this statement and this issue brings for the Congress and BRS, including the BJP in the Telangana state in the coming days.
Where does the BJP fit into all this? Very quickly, Abdul.
See, BJP, until the recent leadership change, the BJP had been seen very aggressive when it comes to attacking the BRS on all fronts. But after the leadership change, the BJP is seen a little silent on several issues which are coming up in the state. However, the Congress had been taking its position where the graph is seen increasing when it comes to attacking the BRS on all fronts, be it the policies, be it the schemes that the BRS had been announcing one by one with the elections approaching in the coming days. So this graph that we see is where BJP has have to counter the BRS at the pace that they had been maintaining earlier.
Very interesting, and this is going to be one of the most hard-fought elections. India Today's Abdul and his team are going to be reporting extensively. We'll be giving you coverage of all aspects of the Telangana battle, which is all positioned to be one of the most exciting elections, perhaps, of 2023 before the big one in 2024. You can depend on our coverage. Abdul, thank you for that breaking story here on India Today. Now I want to show you another big India Today exclusive today that's set all the tongues wagging amidst the Team India alliance as well as the BJP. PDP chief and former J&K chief minister Mehbooba Mufti has stirred controversy over her comments to India Today's Mahima Singh in an exclusive interview where she has compared India with Pakistan and Syria. Mehbooba has launched a scathing attack on the ruling BJP, who were once her partner, and said that the government at the centre is spreading lies about normalcy in Kashmir. She went on to also say that Rahul Gandhi would make a far better Prime Minister. Take a look at this exclusive excerpt in this interview to Mahima Singh.
You've got a new alliance in the making, the India Party, and all of a sudden there's a lot of action in the opposition. But on the other hand, the Prime Minister says that this is actually a majboori ka alliance. How do you respond?
I don't want to comment on what the Prime Minister is saying, but I would say this is going to be a battle between idea of India, Gandhi's India, Nehru's India, Sardar Patel's India, and Godse's India, which the BJP wants to create. It's not about Hindu Rashtra, it's BJP Rashtra, Godse Rashtra that they want to create, because you can see the amount of hatred they are spreading everywhere from Manipur to know what's happening at this point of time. I mean, ordinary people are ready to take up guns to kill each other. This is something we had seen in Pakistan in Ziaul Haq's time, what is happening in India. This is something that is happening in Syria, where people say Allahu Akbar and then kill. Here they say Jai Shri Ram and lynch people. What's the difference now? What the, Britishers did to us, they divided us between Muslims and Hindus. Now, this BJP is doing the same thing. They are dividing the people. Britishers carved two countries out of us. They cut us into two pieces, with Hindu Mahasabha asking for Hindu India and Muslim League asking for Pakistan. But now the same BJP is trying to cut us into two pieces. The human beings they are trying to cut up into two pieces.
With the greatest of respect, could Mehbooba Mufti be one of the biggest hypocrites in our political class? Not an easy question to ask, I admit, given that there are no politicians in India who aren't hypocrites at some level or the other. No politician whatsoever. But I wanted to talk about Miss Mufti because she gave my colleague Mahima Singh an interview today that's making waves across the media and the political spectrum. In this interview, like you just heard, an impassioned Mehbooba makes several claims that I think deserve a little examination. One, Mehbooba says propaganda is on in Kashmir as if a film is being directed. To me, this sounds like the frustrated hand-wringing of someone who cannot digest that things are quantifiably better in Kashmir since the abrogation of Article 370. Is it propaganda, Ms. Mufti, that Kashmir has been experiencing record-breaking tourism this year? Is it propaganda that Kashmir saw 1.2 lakh visitors arrive in February 2023, giving a paralyzed hospitality industry a new lease of life? Is it propaganda that the number of visitors visiting Kashmir in a single year reached a record 25 lakh last year, significantly more than the previous 40 years average, as reported by my colleague Ashraf Wani, who you, Ms. Mufti, know so well? Is it propaganda that crowds of local visitors and visitors from outside thronged the Lal Chowk in Srinagar on August the 15th as the famous clock tower was adorned with the tricolour? Is it propaganda that grenade attacks have reduced by 15% after the abrogation of Article 370? Is it propaganda that casualties from IED blasts have dropped 77%? Is it filmy nonsense that fire and run cases have declined by 42%? Is it pure lies, Ms. Mufti, that weapon snatching cases have dropped by 60%? Is it just make-believe rubbish that stone pelting incidents have dropped by an incredible 92% thanks to better security measures and the army's Operation Sadbhavna among local communities? Have terror encounters decreased by 32%, or is that also propaganda? There are many more such indicators, all showing small or big decreases. Is that all nonsense and propaganda? Post the killing of Burhan Wani, when mobs attacked army installations, a journalist asked Mehbooba Mufti about the deaths of civilians, at which time she had famously said, "वो बच्चे आर्मी कैंप के बाहर क्या करने गए थे? क्या टॉफी खरीदने गए थे या दूध लेने गए थे?" or something to that effect. Was she molding her words because she was a partner of the BJP? Mehbooba talks about Hindutva and Jai Shri Ram killings now. Yet it was this same BJP with which Mehbooba Mufti not only partnered to be Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, but also fulsomely praised in 2017 after the BJP had won Uttar Pradesh at that time. This was the same BJP. So is she saying she was more accommodating of hate crimes and Hindutva then than now? Ms. Mufti had once said, if Article 370 is touched, there will be no shoulder in J&K to carry the tricolour on. After her release from detention post Article 370's abrogation, Ms. Mufti addressed a press conference and said that she won't hold the tricolour till a separate flag of J&K is restored. Now she says she respects the tricolour. So which one is it? Or has that also changed? Is that also propaganda? I don't subscribe to phrases like Gupkar gang because I believe there are good, committed politicians in Kashmir who can help its future. But by crying propaganda when things are visibly better in Kashmir, Ms. Mufti obliquely admits, perhaps, that her politics benefits when the people of Kashmir are under siege. That conflict is her power. That peace removes all leverage for netas who've drawn all their strength from the assurance that suffering of the people in Kashmir will continue. I wonder if it's this frustration that compels netas like Mehbooba Mufti to declare, with no sense of irony whatsoever, that India is becoming like Zia's Pakistan or even Syria. What does it tell you when a politician in Kashmir isn't happy about things literally, visibly and demonstrably getting better? I won't for a moment, viewer, pretend to suggest that Kashmir isn't a complex issue with no easy fixes. Even the improvements I've mentioned here are tentative and slow in the making, but they are real. And if Ms. Mufti wants us to believe that lakhs of tourists from around the country and world thronging Kashmir are part of a grand propaganda plan, then it says more about her own politics than anything else. And before we end 5 Live today, the best news of the day, the Indian Space Research Organization has achieved a marvelous new milestone on India's voyage to the moon. The Vikram lander separated successfully from the propulsion module, and a 6-day countdown has now begun for the spacecraft to land on the moon. We're going to be counting down to it.